So we're going to play La Bataille de Schoengrabern. Gotta love a title where you can mangle both French and German all at once. This is a free print and play game from Marshal Enterprises. This battle takes place a few days before Austerlitz. So the good folks at Marshal published this game for free a month or two before they published their big title Austerlitz. It's an interesting little rear guard action. It's a fairly small map. That big mass in the center is a giant vineyard. The French will start here around the town, and their objective is to crash through this vineyard, engage the Russian rear guard, and drive them back. If the French are able to win this battle, maybe there's no Austerlitz. Historically, Prince Bagration was able to run a very effective rear guard action here and stall the French. If we look at the forces engaged, we see a fairly strong French advance guard, 3 divisions, plus a mess of light cavalry against a fairly small Russian rear guard. The advantage for the Russians is that they will deploy into this mass of vineyards, which will slow down the French and cover the Russian positions. So we'll take a little pause here and set up the initial positions of the game before we get started. So we'll start with the setup here of the French. Hood-nosed grenadiers start the game in the town with a line of artillery here on the heights, such as they are. The advantage for the artillery is that the visibility rules for the vineyard are such that units on the ground can't see more than 1 hex. But these guns up here on the heights can fire to anything within range. So that's why those guns will be spending a lot of time right there on that hill. Pulling back, we see a lot of blank and obscured markers in the vineyard. That's to simulate Bagration's expertise at keeping his men obscured and hidden and slowing down the French. Pulling back out of the vineyard, we can see some Russian dragoons on the far end of the field. This is actually a Russian company of guns. That routed unit is Nostitz and his hussars. And finally the Russian hussars there. So the Russians have a little bit of cavalry. They have some Cossacks hidden inside the vineyard. Some infantry. And their job is to slow down the French. The turn, or the beginning of this game is at 1600. This is winter, so it's going to get dark right around 1820 there. And then the rest of the game is played in night terms. The French will slowly enter, starting with the 1600 turn. So we'll go ahead and start the first turn.